WVNN.
You know she made me rock and roll again.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat, the pulse of Americana, with your beautiful bearded host, Zach Walker. Alabama's best no-holds-barred, constitutionally conservative, Christ-centered talk radio. If that don't fire you up, your wood's wet. Now, it's time for your bearded host, Zach Walker.
Good morning. Welcome into Hometown Heartbeat. I am Zach Walker. I'm big, I'm bold, I'm beautiful. I am your host here on Hometown Heartbeat. How's everybody doing this morning? Got producer Connor. I got Tony Mack over there on the ones and twos.
That's right.
Tony Mack, what's going on, buddy? You excited?
Sure.
Excitement
I'm
level.
awake. Let's start with awake.
Okay.
Let's start with awake first.
That's fair. We yesterday we started with we did an energy check every segment with one Dale Jackson, and so we'll periodically check your energy levels. I imagine you're I imagine you're running on a pretty good high though. I mean, football is all the way back.
Yeah, well, I would be riding that high a little more if the Titans didn't give me a heart attack on Monday night. So,
well, all I know is we're in the same fantasy league, and your boy's 1-0. Your boy is 1-0,
and that's great. But my heart was broken a couple of times that night. So, A.J. Brown, I don't know if anybody watched the game. A.J. Brown, the Titans wide receiver, dropped the touchdown pass with 17 seconds to go in the end zone, and that caused me to lose two of my leagues, one by 1 point and one by 4. So, hurtful.
The Michael Gallup pass interception call, which I'm a Cowboys fan, and so I was incredibly torn on where I wanted to land on that, because on one hand, if he catches that ball, it's probably close. I mean, I think I was within like a 10-point. Our game got to within 10 when it was all said and done. I made some bad decisions. Gronk was he was a stretch, bit of a stretch. I'm thinking, he's healthy. He's not played in a year. He's going to be feeling good. 3 points. I had a tight end on the bench go for 17. So probably not going to make that, mistake again. But outside of that, it was awful close, and I don't know. I didn't get to play fantasy last year, so I'm enjoying it. A lot. Who I beat was the gentleman that sat at the end of the table that was the big Bills fan.
Oh, Charles.
Yeah, that'd be the guy that I had to take it to. I feel bad for him, but I told him, just let him know, hey, get used to it, folks. If you run into if you run into Team Gronky Kong, it's gonna hurt.
He's a Bills fan. I think he's used to losing.
No, that's unfair. That's a good point.
The thing with Gronk is, so I think that was just like a long-term season-wide investment. I don't think you should have expected too much of him week one, but you'd probably wake up a little bit as that offense gets going in Tampa Bay. So
I'm not sure if that offense in Tampa Bay is going to get going. Bruce Arians isn't either.
Bit of an overreaction, I think. I think by Bruce Arians, too. I mean, look, hey, you didn't have a preseason. Tom Brady's old. New weapons. He's going to be asked to do more in that offense than he was in New England. He's going to be asked to push it down the field a little more than he's used to in his old age. So I think it's going to yield some points here soon. I don't know what that means team-wide for them, but there are going to be some games. There's too much talent. There will be some games where they put up some points for you guys.
How old is Tom Brady? It's like 42?
43,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, and that's old. Isn't that crazy that's old? Man, that's it. Well, you're young, so I mean, I'm a little older. I feel a whole lot closer to 43 than I'd like to admit. I'll put it that way. But
I understand. I can relate to that a little bit, because ever since, I'll be 29 in December, but ever since I've turned 27, I basically have felt like I'm 30 years old. So I get it.
Yeah, and what did you think about Cam Newton?
I was surprised that Bill Belichick and that offense and Josh McDaniels opened up that offense and just completely catered to Cam Newton immediately in week one. I mean, it was when he came there, they surrendered everything and said, well, we bow down to you, Cam. It'll be your show. You do whatever makes you comfortable. I'm completely shocked that happened. and surprised in a positive way. That tells me that they're going to struggle. I mean, it was the Dolphins that they played. I mean, that team.
Let's not get carried away here. Hey, everybody out there, let's not get carried away. It was the Miami freaking Dolphins.
Exactly, and that team on offense especially still lacks a lot of talent for Cam Newton in terms of weapons, but at least the fact that they're saying, okay, we'll let Cam go be Cam is a big plus if you're a Patriots fan.
Yeah, no doubt about that. No doubt about that. Well, that's good. We got plenty of football to talk about today. We've got I don't know if anyone has seen this, but Joe Biden continues to be an idiot. He spoke to Spanish voters in Florida and decided that Despacito was the song to use to completely patronize the Hispanic community. It was fantastic. Despacito, the song about heavy petting and light pornographic images, is the song he chose to introduce his candidacy or his whatever to these Latino voters. I'm sure that plays well in the Latin American community. If only I had control of the bed music, we'd come back from the next break with Despacito, but that's not, unfortunately, not possible. There's a lot out there. We got the hurricane is making landfall, or what has made landfall, with a wind speed of 105, which I think is still Category 1. No, Category 2. I'm having a hard time seeing one of my news channels in here. And it's looking like the storm surge may be 4 to 6 feet instead of the 9 to 12 or whatever they were saying yesterday. So hopefully that thing is settled down now. It's settled down. But we have not checked in with one producer, Connor. Producer Connor, I apologize.
No, it's all good. I like hearing you and Antonio talk sports. Top of the show. It's a good way to start it off.
Yeah, you really love football.
Yeah.
Football's kind of your deal, right?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, favorite. Who's your favorite team?
In the NFL?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably Falcons.
Okay, the Falcons. I like that. I like that a lot. That's okay. That's good. So what's going on in your world, buddy?
Not much. Here doing the show. Got some improvements to the stream, hopefully. So that's always good.
Yeah, and for those of you that are listening to our live stream, or you listen to the or you're a podcast listener, maybe we're getting some ground loops and some buzz in our audio, and so it doesn't go out to the radio. It's in our studio here on the live stream side, and so we're working through a lot of that. I think I have a power conditioning issues that you probably don't give a rip about, but just understand that we are making constant efforts to improve both the stream quality, the radio quality, and the and the podcast audio for you as best we can, and so that is something we are actively trying to do, and so yeah. But we appreciate. Connor it's like I watched my little buddy grow up. For those of you that don't understand, like I'm the technical guy that kind of understands how the equipment plays into the equation. Connor's the brains of the actual operation. Like, Connor does the actual hard part, and I'm just the old guy that knows what parts to put in what place. And so this kind of out of Connor's purview, but he goes, I have an idea, and I think it'll work. And sure enough, we went mix minus, and I think the audio, if you're watching us on the stream right now, let us know if you can hear Tony Mack better than you could Dale Jackson yesterday. Because in our ears, it sounds like, we hear Dale fine. We hear Tony Mack fine. Like, it's no problem for us here, but I get comments regular. We can't hear whoever's over at the studio. We can't hear Dale. We can't hear Tony Mack. And so let us know. But the little solution we've introduced here should have fixed that, and you should be hearing the smooth, silky tones of Tony Mack's voice loud and clear as he discusses Josh McDaniels in a way that kind of turns me on. So, no, I'm kidding. It should be something you hear better today than you have in the past. So, that being said, we have a lot to do this morning. The 2020 race Titans in key battleground states. That's what it says right here on the screen in front of me. I really, really don't see that happening. I don't see it being a tight race at all. I posted an article yesterday. This speech that he made over the weekend, about how if he becomes president, there's going to be less wildfires and floods, and basically he's God when it comes to weather. Folks, I don't even know how to tell you what I want to tell you. I don't know what I want to tell you, quite frankly, other than I would like – this is an open standing offer. If you can call this show and give me one valid, well-articulated, educated reason as to why you think Joe Biden would make a better presidential candidate than literally anyone else on the face of the planet, but specifically Donald J. Trump, I'd like to know. Because I am trying to see it. Like honestly, I'm trying to, not because I would ever change my vote. I'm not stupid, but because I'm just trying to understand where the draw is. And like I'm not like Dale and I were talking about this off the air yesterday. I am not your politic guy when it comes to like the inner workings and the movings and the shakings of the politics. I like politics at the higher level. I like politics at the conceptual level, right? Like talking about the current events and how they play into the political climate, political landscape. But as far as like diving into the policy specifics and the thises and the that's, like I'm not that guy, and I don't want to be. But when it comes to this, I'm really struggling, really, really struggling, because I don't understand how in the world you could see this guy as a valid option for your president. Like literally, never been a worse candidate in the recorded human history, I don't think. My opinion. Worse than Hillary Clinton, and that's really hard for me to say. I don't even like the way that tastes coming out of my mouth. I feel like I just threw up in my mouth. But Joe Biden is worse than Hillary Clinton. And that's saying something, because she was awful. So let's go to break. When we come back, we'll talk about I'll try to pull up this audio of the Joe Biden speech. It's really something. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. I am Zach Walker, your big, bold, beautiful, bearded host. TheHometownHeartbeat.com, TheHometownHeartbeat.com. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
You go as hard as you can. And then a little harder.
And it was like I stepped funny, you know? Mm-hmm. And I could barely walk on.
Okay, let's take a look.
At Lang Chiropractic, we'll help your sports performance and your overall health by improving your range of motion, flexibility, relieving inflammation, and so much more. Focusing to improve your health and wellness in all areas of your life. Whether you're having trouble with back pain, neck pain, or just want to start feeling better when you wake up in the morning, Dr. David Lang is focused on a whole person approach, finding those underlying causes and creating a personalized plan for your individual needs. Schedule your visit by calling 256-444-1600. That's 444-1600. At Lang Chiropractic on Highway 72 East in Athens in the Publix Shopping Center. Visit us online at langchiropracticcenter.com. Lang Chiropractic. We've got your back. Come see us today.
Though the world is full of wonders to amaze you as you roam, some of life's greatest treasures are found very close to home.
Find your own treasures at Highway 31 Flea Market. We have it all. Lots of furniture, both painted and project pieces, along with chairs, tables, televisions, books, and so much more. Our prices are unbeatable with products you'll love. Maybe you're looking for a bed frame, or maybe some tools. You'll find a great selection right here at Highway 31 Flea Market. We also have all kinds of collectibles and antiques. Want even more deals? You can jump on board with our week-long online auctions, beginning every Tuesday at 7 p.m. It's simple. You can join the auction at fleamarket.highbid.com. That's fleamarket.hibid.com. And be sure to visit us Monday through Saturday from 9 till 5 at Highway 31 Flea Market on Highway 31 South in Athens. What will you find when you shop Highway 31 Flea Market?
What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded host here on Hometown Heartbeat. I wanted to talk about my friends over at Cotton Grow Productions. If you're a church creative or pastor and throughout this coronavirus, you have decided it's time to invest in your live stream capabilities, look at what we're doing here. The Dale Jackson Show and Hometown Heartbeat are proudly produced by Cotton Grow Productions, and they are the best in live media production and creative for your church. They work with any budget, any amount of equipment. Look, it's a frustrating process, I know. And they are the best in the business at getting you and your message live streamed. And when we're talking about the gospel, what more important message? So reach out to my friends at Conroe Productions at 256-289-7355. Again, that's 256-289-7355. And when you call, make sure you ask for producer Connor from Hometown Heartbeat and the Dale Jackson Show. They'll take great care of you.
Aardvark Tees is the source for all the t-shirts that you really want. Specializing in witty, original t-shirt designs geared toward gamers, anime fans, Whovians, kaiju groupies, geeks of all types, and anyone with a great sense of humor. Aardvark Tees provide shirts in all sizes from youth to 5XL. Whether you need custom printing for businesses, schools, churches, groups, reunions, and more. Call or message Aardvark Tees for your printing needs today. Call 256-732-4743 or online at aardvarktees.com.
News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.
Welcome into Hometown Heartbeat. I am Zach Walker, your big, bold, beautiful, bearded host here on your favorite, the smartest show on the radio. We went ahead and queued up a package of a little short package of his speech. That would be one Joseph Biden, one hot cup of Joe, one Joe Biden. His speech he ventured out of his house. He went about four minutes away to make his, they're calling them porch rallies, or like front porch rallies, because like only 3 and 4 people are showing up. But let's just listen to this here, and just let it play.
Jill and I continue, as I expect all of you to do, is pray for everyone in California, Oregon, and Washington, and across the West as these devastating wildfires rage on, just as we hold them in our hearts, those who have faced the hurricanes, tropical storms off our coast of Florida, North Carolina, or like parts of New Orleans that in fact have just been issued an emergency evacuation order for Hurricane Sally. Floods and droughts across the Midwest, the fury of climate change everywhere, all this year and right now. Donald Trump's climate denial may not have caused these fires and record floods and record hurricanes. But if he gets a second term, these hellish events will continue to become more common, more devastating, and more deadly. And meanwhile, Donald Trump warns that integration is threatening our suburbs.
Huh?
It's ridiculous. But you know what is actually threatening our suburbs?
Hold on.
Wildfires are burning.
Can you pause that? Integration is threatening our suburb. Tony Mac, how do you take that right there? Just out of curiosity. Integration is threatening our suburb.
I would have to hear it again in context. It was kind of hard to hear after it first started. I was trying to get you guys to turn it up a little bit.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, he said, unfortunately, there is no context. He's talking, he's blubbering around, and then he goes, integration is threatening our suburbs. Obviously, we're going to be intellectually as honest as we can be, unlike the Democrats, and we're going to say that what may be, hopefully, just another misspeak, because I certainly don't think he's talking about integration in the way it was like integration, segregation, like that kind of way. Connor, you heard it. What say you?
I hope it was a flub.
But there's a lot of those.
Yeah.
So it's not hard to assume that hopefully that was possibly what it was.
Yeah, but it's still not a good look.
All right, let's go back to that, and we're going to turn it up for you, for Tony Mac. Let me know. Do you have the little sheet pulled up where you can type to us?
I typed it, but then I erased it after you guys stopped the clip.
Oh, I didn't see. Okay, now we're looking. All right, resume the clip, Connor.
In the suburbs of the West, Floods are wiping out suburban neighborhoods in the Midwest. Hurricanes are imperiling suburban life along our coast. If we have 4 more years of Trump's climate denial, how many suburbs will be burned in wildfires? How many suburban neighborhoods will have been flooded out? How many suburbs will have been blown away in superstorms? If you give a climate arsonist 4 more years in the White House, why would anyone be surprised if we have more America ablaze? If you give a climate denier 4 more years in the White House, why would anyone be surprised when more of America is underwater? We need a president who respects science, who understands that the damage from climate change is already here. And unless we take urgent action, it will soon be more catastrophic.
That package from NBC. That package from NBC there, as you heard there at the end. A couple of things here. I just want to make sure that I'm not, one, over-exaggerating, but also that, two, I'm not, I don't want to sell it short either. But if I understand what the crux of that speech was, Joe Biden promises less hurricanes, less floods, less fire if he's president. Is that, Connor? You're a smart kid. Does that pretty well sum up what we just heard from the vice presidential nominee?
More or less, yeah.
I mean,
what?
Go ahead.
What I think we heard is, number one, it's just not believable that the way Joe Biden and his team writes up his speeches, that just because, you have natural disasters happening, you have A happening, so B has to be true. And what B is Donald Trump is some kind of climate terrorist. That Donald Trump is against the climate, refuses to believe that anything's being destroyed because of climate change and everything else. And because of that, he hates the climate and he wants everything to burn. And unless you elect me, everything will burn and then be drowned underwater. So that's number one, that he has to go to an extreme, his team. And it's just not believable, and nobody buys that. And the other side of it is, with his climate plan and everything else, he's just trying to ease everybody into the Green New Deal.
Yeah, that's right. And so, I mean, a climate terrorist or arsonist? A climate arsonist? A climate arsonist? Are we for real right now? That's where we want to land on this, is a climate arsonist? That is, first of all, it's an obnoxious term, okay? It's an obnoxious term. Second of all, let's just take this piece by piece. And I'm not going to be able to finish this probably before the next break coming up. So we may have to come back, and we may take your calls on the topic as well if you're interested. 1-866-494-9866. 866-494-WVNN. Is that correct? Did I? Okay. 866-494-WVNN. So give us a call if you're interested in talking about this topic. But here is my take on a couple of things here. So one, Mr. Biden, sir, if I may ask, if global, and I'll say again, global man-made climate change is responsible for the wildfires, for instance. Let's start there. Let's forget the hurricanes and the fact that every single year, for pretty much all of recorded human history, if you go to the calendar today, and you just go back every year, 12 months at a time, you're going to find a hurricane active pretty much every year with plus or minus 30 days from right now. We are at the climatological peak of hurricane season, okay? One. That's called weather, Mr. Biden. That's called weather. But since we are going to talk about, quote, global climate change, let's address the wildfires, for instance. Why is it, Mr. Biden, that if global climate change is responsible for the wildfires, that only the western United States has wildfires? Also, Mr. Biden, why do they stop at the Canadian border? I'll tell you why, Mr. Biden. Because to your north, up there, I mean, they might be socialists with their medicine, and they might have 18-month waiting lines, waits to get minor, corrective surgeries done, by God. But They know how to cut a fire break. They know how to log and clear underbrush, thus starving fuel from the forest floor, thus creating less wildfires. Mr. Biden, sir, if global climate change is indeed responsible for these acts of weather that you claim to be Trump's climate arsonism, that's not a word, is it? Arsonism? Can it be an arsonism?
It doesn't sound right, but I can Google it.
Okay. Well, the Googler, arsonism. It is the most intellectually dishonest thing I've heard him say maybe yet. And that being said, I realized that I don't know that he really knows what he's saying. He is cognitively not there. But two, his team is losing their mind if they think this rhetoric is going to play. The American people are stupid, but they're not that stupid. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. I am Zach Walker, the big, beautiful, bearded host of the smartest, your favorite show on the radio. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. Listen to the most aggressive talk show in North Alabama, The Dale Jackson Show. Weekdays from 7 to 11 a.m. Only on...
For the first time in 16 years, a hurricane made landfall in Alabama. Hurricane Sally arriving at Gulf Shores, Alabama as a Category 2, winds 105 miles per hour. The storm just creeping along. ABC's Elvin Lopez in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi.
This storm won't move through quickly, and that's the real concern here is the duration of the storm. It could sit on top of some areas for days and bringing flash floods and life-threatening storm surge.
Even before the storm arrived, its power visible to Doris Steers and her husband, who are living in a vulnerable low-lying area in Fort Morgan, Alabama, at the entrance to Mobile Bay.
We have two private fishing piers, 350 feet long, and they are gone. They've just, we just literally stood here and watched them wash away.
Power out to over 225,000 customers in Alabama, more than 130,000 in Florida. Sally this morning becoming the 8th continental U.S. named storm to make landfall in 2020. Dave Packer, ABC News.
What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded host here on Hometown Heartbeat. I wanted to talk about my friends over at Cotton Grow Productions. If you're a church, creative, or pastor, and throughout this coronavirus, you have decided it's time to invest in your live stream capabilities, look at what we're doing here. The Dale Jackson Show and Hometown Heartbeat are proudly produced by Cotton Grow Productions, and they are the best in live media production and creative for your church. They work with any budget, any amount of equipment. Look, it's a frustrating process, I know. And they are the best in the business at getting you and your message live streamed. And when we're talking about the gospel, what more important message? So reach out to my friends at Conroe Productions at 256-289-7355. Again, that's 256-289-7355. And when you call, make sure you ask for producer Connor from Hometown Heartbeat and the Dale Jackson Show. They'll take great care of you.
Oftentimes, people save their fine dining experience for a special occasion. That's wonderful, but isn't all of life a celebration?
I survived Tuesday.
We finished the homework and nobody cried.
I was awake for the entire conference call.
Life is short. Why wait to celebrate?
Join us at the Rail Yard for an extraordinary meal. Just because we'll be reopening on August 13th, reclaiming the spot for downtown Decatur's hottest spot for delicious farm to fork Southern comfort food, craft beer, craft cocktails, and always great times. That recipe, combined with the amazing atmosphere of the local history of downtown Decatur, makes the Rail Yard the perfect place for an afternoon lunch or a relaxing evening out. The Rail Yard on 2nd Avenue in beautiful downtown Decatur. Make your reservations online at therailyarddecatur.com or call 256-580-5707. That's 580-5707. Craft beer, farm to fork, Southern comfort food, and always a good time.
Aardvark Tees is the source for all the t-shirts that you really want. Specializing in witty, original t-shirt designs geared toward gamers, anime fans, Whovians, kaiju groupies, geeks of all types, and anyone with a great sense of humor. Aardvark Tees provides shirts in all sizes from youth to 5XL. Whether you need custom printing for businesses, schools, churches, groups, reunions, and more, call or message Aardvark Tees for your printing needs today. Call 256-732-4743 or online at aardvarktees.com.
News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I am Zach Walker, your big, bold, beautiful, bearded host here at the smartest show on the radio. We have listened to Biden yammer on this morning about Trump's eco-terrorism or climate arsonism, or is that, by the way, did we check the Googler?
I could not find it on the Oxford English Dictionary.
Okay, so arsonism is not a word. For those of you that were unsure, let me just clarify that for you. That's knowledge I won't even charge you for. So it, you know, at the end of the day, where I land on all this, we searched the entire country. We looked high and low. We knew how important it was to beat Donald J. Trump this year. We knew it was important. It's important. We got to get Trump out of there. After all, he is an arsonist. And the person we came up with was Joe Biden. And then to make things worse, we just go ahead and paired him with Kamala. Like, I don't know where or whom thought that was a quality idea. But whoever and wherever they are, they need to be fired. All the way gone. Fired. Fired. You're an idiot, sir or ma'am or whomever you are. Anyway, sorry. No, I don't want to live there. That hurts my feelings to stay there for too long. And I also feel like I get dumber, which is you know, saying something. Because there's not, I've never really claimed to be much of this. Whoa. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry about that. That's what happens when the old laptop gets away from you. But no, it's one of those things here that I don't know. I find myself dwelling on it. I can't quite get past it. I want to move on, but I also want to stay here. But I want to move on, but I want to stay here. But I want to move on. You know what I'm saying? Connor, do you know what I'm saying, buddy?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You have anything to say about climate change today?
No.
Okay. Dale Jackson texted and said, you need to speak up. Speak your mind, Connor. You're going to get in wherever you want to get in. No, actually, you know what? Let's talk about that for a moment. And not in specifics and not in the way that you just looked at me really crazy. Not in the way that you think I'm going to want you to talk about this. But we in general, you are not outspoken on topics that you don't feel like you are, one, educated on, and two, that are, I mean, you are 17 years old. You're a senior in high school. You have a lot of life ahead of you. And you don't know which direction your life is going to go. And what I find super interesting is you are smart enough, one, to make decisions based on the fact that now we live in a society where people will go back in your past and find just about anything that they don't like and use that to harm an individual, to cancel you, to whatever. So one, the fact that you're smart enough to recognize that, I want to get that out first. But two, is it not crazy that we have to have the conversation, I don't know if I'm going to comment on that because I want to go to college. Like, is that not crazy that we live in a world like that? You see what I'm saying? Like, and yeah. I think it's wise. I think it's super wise. And I'm impressed with your foresight and your understanding, because I obviously, anyone that listens to this show knows that I just vomit and then whatever comes out I deal with, you know? But isn't that like, what? I don't know. To me, it feels like the ability for kids to be kids has gone away in a sense, unless you're a certain type of kid. And then you can, you know, if you were out protesting violently and kids were being kids, it'd be okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And is that not, I mean, is that not uncomfortable in a way for you? I mean, I can see uncomfort on your face, but probably because we're talking about this.
Yeah, it's definitely a little, it's just different living in a world where, you know, everything that you do is archived in some form on the internet and accessible to anybody that wants to judge you for any reason. So it's you definitely try to take very cautioned and reasoned steps and not do anything. So with a topic like climate change, if I don't know enough about it and I don't have a strong enough stance, it's kind of the cost-benefit analysis of, if I take a stand on this that's controversial, I could alienate a lot of people while not really advancing one of my core interests or beliefs.
No, and I think that's important to recognize, is that Connor's not saying he won't speak about things that are controversial. He's saying that unless it's something, if he feels super passionate about it, or it's something that he is educated on to the point where he can speak about. I mean, you guys that listen to the show know producer Connor is one of the smartest guys in every room he walks into, right? And he's growing into his voice in a very mature and good way. But he's also smart enough to know that, I will speak about just about anything because I just don't care that much. And Connor is making the calculated decision to only speak about the things that he truly cares about, is passionate about, whatever. So if there's real conviction about climate change, Connor's going to speak up. He's not going to be afraid to speak up, and that's the part where I wanted to land on, really, because one, I want everybody listening to understand that we have a 17-year-old kid in the studio that cannot talk about certain things on the air for risk of, in his mind's eye, he risks potentially not getting into a school of his choice for a decision, or even a lack of decision. Let's just say a lack of thought, just a momentary lapse in thought, and all of a sudden he gets denied from a school because he just made one comment about one. And we're not talking about, if you've listened to the show for any amount of time, you know there's not a controversial thing that'll come out of his mouth. Like, he's the least controversial person in the world, because he's a very black and white, common sense and logic. Like, He becomes educated, he learns, and then he speaks. And the fact that he's scared, and not in a bad way, in a very wise way, of what may or could happen because of what he would say on a radio program that he's producing as a high school senior, is unbelievable to me. Like, it is freaking believable to me. And so I don't know, when that came up yesterday, I was like, dang, we got to talk about this, because quite frankly, it's obnoxious that you can't get on here and have fun. I mean, and not that you don't have fun. I'm not taking away. I mean, I know you enjoy this, and your contributions here are great, and you're learning your voice on the microphone. I mean, all those things are happening, but the fact that you have to worry about that, it just blows my mind. I don't know. When did we get there, world? It's like, I mean, I get it. I know we've been there. But how did we get there, I guess, maybe is a better question.
Yeah, that's a question I really don't have the answer to. It just, everything's out there and it's searchable. And when there's people that want to know anything they can about you, you were pretty limited on basically just going off what they would tell you and a limited number of institutions that would provide information. But these days, Google is a mighty thing. You can
the old Googler.
Anybody's name, you can get everything about them, and
we could get you a fat suit and a wig, and call you by a different name, and then you can say whatever you want to. I think that would be good content, if you ask me. I mean, I'm just saying it'd be fun. Who would like to see producer Connor in a fat suit and a wig, going by a different name? It'd be like a Robin Big thing, I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about. Robin Big. And Tony Mack, were you a Robin Big guy, or are you old enough for the Robin Big?
I was old enough for it, but I was very limited in watching
Not
it. But
your bag.
R.I.P. to the big fella.
Yeah. Pour one out for my homie, Big Black Boy, Christopher Big Black Boydkin, and Rob. Why did I just forget his freaking last name? Rob Deerdick. Yeah. Deerdick? Rob Deerdick had a show called Robin Big, and Connor, you need to go back and catch some archives of Robin Big. It was a special show, special connection between a very large black man and a very small white man, and they absolutely it was insanity that ensued on a regular basis. You should definitely go check out an archive. I don't know, you may have seen Ridiculousness. That's one of the new shows that Rob Deerdick does, but Rob Deerdick is a business genius, and he's probably one of the funniest people on the face of planet Earth. So, anyways, I don't know where. Oh, fat suit. That's where I got. There was an episode where Rob wore a fat suit and he was a musical artist in a fat suit. Anyways, yeah, that's how my brain works. Isn't that terrifying? How do you feel about how my brain works? Do you oftentimes just find yourself puzzled?
I think mystified is the word.
Mystified?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how I feel about that word. Word makes me feel a little weird, but yeah, okay. Okay, I can dig it. So, if you've got comments, questions, concerns, you give us a call 1-866-494-9866 or 866-494-WVNN. We'd love to hear from you this morning. We'll take your calls on just about any topic you've got. But certainly anything we've addressed so far this morning, we would love to discuss with you guys. 866-494-9866, one more time. Looks like the phones are lighting up. We have on line 5, Bob from Athens. Let's bring Bob in here. Bob, what do you got for me?
Well, you just got through discussing how we got into this cancel culture, and I wanted to add that all these high-tech software companies, Google, Apple, Facebook, all of them tried to get into the Chinese market, and they were for a while. And when you go to the Chinese market, you're under the thumb of the communist Chinese, and they demanded all this social value system and tracking and surveillance, and they brought that stuff back here. And so they've brought communist tyranny and the fear of it to here on a technical side.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It's a big. Thanks for the call, Bob. It's one of those things that we've allowed a lot of things to be brought in and shifted and changed, and we've allowed we've not been able to establish our own set of fill in the blank, whether it be values, whether it be whatever, and we've allowed this emotional, all loving, this facade to bring real things upon us, and part of that has been, like you said, cancel culture. Let's go to Big Dan in Madison. It's our morning check-in with our favorite mailman. Dan, what is going on, buddy?
Well, I have watched also Robin Big, which is it's really, really funny. And, late night, ridiculous, when I can't sleep, I'll put that on, and I'll be laughing late at night. I come back to bed after I get really tired. My wife says, what are you laughing? I said, you got to see this ridiculous. It's awesome. But, it's good to laugh. But listen, the reason why I did call, this peace deal yesterday was unbelievable. It was awesome, okay? The pipeline, they opened that up, our president, okay? The gas is, we're dependent on our own gas now. Prices are low in gas. The regulations lifted. Security at the border. You got the Taliban on the run. There's so many great things that have been done by this president. And then yesterday with the peace deal, I've been flicking back and forth from the other station to my station, and they talk nothing about it. He gets no credit for anything. And if you want to vote for somebody that gets the job done and does things versus a lot of lip service. We had a lot of lip service, 8 years of it, okay? And the guy running on the other side now has a lot of lip service, okay? But this president is getting things done. That's what you vote for.
You are not wrong, my friend. You rarely are. There's a lot of we've been very clear on this show where we stand on one Donald J. I think that he leaves a lot to be desired when it comes to what my mama would call couth and the presidentialness or the presidential nature or whatever you want to call it. When it comes to getting things done, he has done that for sure. We'll dive into that peace deal here in a little bit. A little. I mean, it's something we need to discuss at a minimum. So we'll get into that maybe after the break. Let's go to a break, and we're watching live coverage from Mobile, Alabama. So we're keeping an eye on Sally for you, and we're also talking about what matters and having a good time here this morning on Hometown Heartbeat, the smartest show on the radio. Check us out at thehometownheartbeat.com, thehometownheartbeat.com. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
You go as hard as you can. And then a little harder.
And then it was like I stepped funny, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I could barely walk on it.
Okay, let's take a look.
At Lang Chiropractic, we'll help your sports performance and your overall health by improving your range of motion, flexibility, relieving inflammation, and so much more. Focusing to improve your health and wellness in all areas of your life. Whether you're having trouble with back pain, neck pain, or just want to start feeling better when you wake up in the morning, Dr. David Lang is focused on a whole person approach, finding those underlying causes and creating a personalized plan for your individual needs. Schedule your visit by calling 256-444-1600. That's 444-1600. At Lang Chiropractic on Highway 72 East in Athens in the Publix Shopping Center. Visit us online at langchiropracticcenter.com. Lang Chiropractic, we've got your back. Come see us today.
This is Mike 4 years ago. This is Mike having the same conversation with Debbie just last month. And today, he's at it again.
What's that, Mike?
I said our house is still underwater.
How do you know? Have you had it appraised lately?
Oh, well, no.
Has the coronavirus made your life less financially stable? Are you worried about your next mortgage payment? Reed's Family REI is a family-based real estate investing company ready to buy your house for cash in any area or condition and close in 2 weeks. You don't have to fix it up. There's no agent fees, and we handle the closing costs. Selling a home can be very stressful, and Wyatt Reed and his team at Reed's Family REI will put together the best possible offer for your specific needs. Sell your home fast with Reed's Family REI. 931-292-2875. That's 931-292-2875. And online at reedsfamilyrei.org. Reed's Family REI. Creative real estate experts for all your buying or selling needs.
Karen's a quilter.
Karen's Quality Quilts. Quality custom quilts quickly.
How's the quilting business, Karen?
Kind of quiet. My quest to quadruple my quilting sales has created a quagmire.
Can I be candid, Karen?
Okay.
You need a website that can encompass the quality of your quilts.
I know quilts, but I know no computers. They're confusing.
Ah, but there are people who know coding like you know quilting.
Who's that?
I'm glad you asked. Web Underdog creates websites that don't just catch the eye, they catch customers. And they're as user-friendly for you as they are for your clients. We build high-quality, clean, well-coded, custom designs for organizations of all sizes that are affordable, professional, and specially made for your brand and visitors. Outside of responsive web design, Web Underdog also offers search engine optimization, website management, and so much more. Give your business the professional touch and contact Web Underdog for a free web design quote. Call 256-998-0667. That's 998-0667 and online at webunderdog.com. Web Underdog, your local web design and SEO agency.
In any home, cabinets are an instrumental part of your design. So, when you open your current cabinets, what instrument do they play? Wouldn't you rather they sounded like this? They can. It just takes one call to us.
Cabinet Express Online, North Alabama's premier cabinet supplier. Whether you want a complete custom kitchen or some of our RTA line, at Cabinet Express Online, you will get the most value out of your hard-earned money every time. Are you looking for framed or frameless? Either way, in no time at all, your dream kitchen can be a reality. And the only place you should trust to bring that dream to life is Cabinet Express Online. Schedule your free design consultation today with Cabinet Express Online. Call 256-289-7355. That's 289-7355. And online at CabinetExpressOnline.com. Design your custom kitchen today with Cabinet Express Online.
News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I am Zach Walker, your big, bold, beautiful, bearded host here on Hometown Heartbeat. Checking in this morning, producer Connor. Got Tony Mack over there on the ones and twos, spinning the hits from your favorite. No, I'm just kidding. I would like to be like a disc jockey, though. I think that'd be kind of cool, Connor. You think I can spin the hits?
Oh, absolutely.
I'd be the rockin' DJ or something.
That'd be cool. Like, what did the radio DJs do? They just have like a selection of MP3s that they just hit now? For the most part?
In the same way that Antonio. Oh, Antonio, you can speak to that a little bit. I mean, what's it like on ZYP? It's kind of the same system, right? I mean, there's just music in the queue and it rocks and rolls, or what?
Yeah, they have things like music logs and deals with record labels and stuff like that. So it's pretty much decided for them for a lot of it.
Yeah, and so it's basically like you should big catalog of music and off you go. I guess I don't know. We learn more about the radio every single day. Every single day, it's the magical wonderland of curiosity and mystery, and we're just making our way through it. You know what I'm saying, Connor? Picking up what I'm putting down, smelling what I'm stepping in.
I am.
Good deal. Don't get too close when you smell what I'm stepping in. Here's a story that is a headline that has caught me a little off guard here. I'm trying to. High school indefinitely suspends football players for carrying thin blue line tributes on 9/11. Is this a real? There's no way. This is a real story.
They suspended them?
That's what it says.
I want to say it's because, and I didn't read the entire story either, but I want to say it's because they took off across the field during a halftime show.
Oh.
Is what it looked like.
You mean that maybe there's a sensationalized headline out here? No way.
I mean, that's
no
just
way.
what
I don't
is.
believe it. Yeah, it's crazy. So let's see. They express their support. Let me read this word for word here. According to WKRC-TV, Little Miami High School in Morrow, Ohio. Now that's confusing in and of itself. Little Miami High School in Morrow, Ohio. What is there? There must be something going on in Ohio with Miami, because you've got Miami of Ohio, the college, as well. That's weird. Anyways, they opted to suspend Brady Williams and Jared Bentley after they expressed their support for first responders during a September 11th football game. Brady, a senior cornerback whose father is a police officer, said he was not trying to make a political statement at all in carrying the thin blue line flag. I was just doing it to honor people that lost their lives some 19 years ago. Jared, whose father is a firefighter, carried the thin red line flag and told WKRC he was thinking about his father at the time as well. I was all for it, he said, because my dad's a firefighter, and if it had been him killed on 9/11, I would want somebody to do it for him. The station reports that Brady and Jared requested permission from the school ahead of time. They were denied. Brady said it was more important to honor the memories of first responders than to worry about the consequences. He said, I'll shoot first and aim second. I like it. So they did it, but unfortunately, an indefinite suspension. Do you hear that? An indefinite suspension. Now, I'm not seeing anything here, Tony Mack, about them running out across at halftime. Yeah. Maybe that's how they did it with the flag. There's a video package I'm now looking at. Maybe it'll have some video of the incident.
So it was the picture that I saw that made it look as if that's what it was, because the band's playing there and everything else. But there's an article here that says, I want to say it was from it was from yesterday. It was from last night. And it says 2 football players at Little Miami High School have been placed back on active status after being suspended from practice for carrying a thin blue line flag.
Huh. This one says suspended indefinitely. It's certainly curious. I wonder what would have happened if. I mean, just to play devil's advocate, what would have happened if an African American student had come? Oh yeah, now look, they did absolutely run across the field in the middle of the halftime performance. Oh no, they were supposed to do it. No, they were because they ran through a banner. They ran through one of the cheerleaders were holding up one of those things that they ran through. So apparently they come out with. I guess they make their normal entrance with the band playing, which is quite odd. But hey, whatever makes your puppy poop. Because they ran through the band, and it looks like there's like a tunnel card for them, and then they run through a banner that says, their pump up banner or whatever. Now, that being said, they did ask for permission. I'm curious as to what would have happened had it been a black student that wanted to run with a BLM flag, or would they have also declined that? And I hope the answer is yes. If the answer is yes, then I can live with that. Again, sports is sports. Sports, athletes, players, whatever. Remember that. Ask the NFL. Ask the NBA how those ratings are going for them.
Go
ahead.
Here is a statement from the school, and said there were no political motivations behind this display of support for first responders on 9/11, but there were stances of insubordination.
Yes, and no, there's no doubt about that. They asked permission. They were denied permission. They did it anyway. There's consequences to be paid for that. We're going to be consistent here at all times. Well, hey, we'll talk a little bit more about this when we come back. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat, thehometownheartbeat.com. We'll be right back.
WVNN Athens, WVNN FM Trinity, a Cumulus station. It's 6 o'clock. News starts now.
From ABC News, I'm Dave Packard. The fury of Sally arriving in Alabama as a Category 2 hurricane this morning, making landfall near Gulf Shores.
Against a howling wind and relentless rain, some have decided not to leave. Doris Stiers and her husband live at the entrance of Mobile Bay.
We literally have water in the windows and the door, and he's having to hold the door shut.
Packing winds of 105 miles per hour, Sally is the 8th named storm to strike the U.S. mainland in 2020, an extremely active hurricane season. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
The wildfires in the west continue to burn, the largest of them the August Complex fire. 30% contained, nearly 800,000 acres burning, making it the largest fire in California history. But smoke from the fire is creating a major health problem in the west. Dr. Peter Hakim says hospitals are still seeing an increase in patients with respiratory issues.
It's difficult to tell at first who has COVID-19 and who has an irritant from the pollution.
ABC's Kaylee Hartung in Portland.
Portland, Oregon is ground zero with the worst air quality of any major city in the world. The state handing out 2,500,000 N95 masks. Satellite images show the massive smoke clouds from the record-breaking wildfires spreading all the way to New York.
The morning after President Trump's appearance at ABC News' town hall with undecided voters insight into the race for 2020 in the upper Midwest.
According to a pair of new ABC News Washington Post polls, it's a close race in the battleground state of Wisconsin, while former Vice President Joe Biden has a substantial lead in Minnesota. Heading into the final 7 weeks of the presidential campaign, Biden has 52% among likely voters in Wisconsin, with 46% for President Trump. In Minnesota, suburban residents and independents are boosting Biden to a substantial lead, 57 to 41%. Catherine Falders, ABC News, Washington.
You're listening to ABC News.
Balance of Nature, changing the world one life at a time.
I just had a baby and I'm tired, but I could tell you this, without Balance of Nature, there's no way I would have the energy I have right now. I've done so many different multivitamins and different things, and I have to definitely say Balance of Nature is the thing that's really, really helping me right now. I've been listening to these commercials and these testimonials, and I'm like, okay, whatever. But this is a product that I actually could say, holy cow, I see results.
Get a wide variety of all your daily recommended servings of whole fruits and vegetables without having to leave your home. Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or by going to balanceofnature.com. Again, that's balanceofnature.com. And make sure to receive this special radio offer by using discount code FRUITS.
This is Mike 4 years ago. This is Mike having the same conversation with Debbie just last month. And today, he's at it again.
What's that, Mike?
I said our house is still underwater.
How do you know? Have you had it appraised lately?
Oh, well...
Has the coronavirus made your life less financially stable? Are you worried about your next mortgage payment? Reed's Family REI is a family-based real estate investing company ready to buy your house for cash in any area or condition and close in 2 weeks. You don't have to fix it up. There's no agent fees, and we handle the closing costs. Selling a home can be very stressful, and Wyatt Reed and his team at Reed's Family REI will put together the best possible offer for your specific needs. Sell your home fast with Reed's Family REI. 931-292-2875. That's 931-292-2875. And online at reedsfamilyrei.org. Reed's Family REI. Creative real estate experts for all your buying or selling needs.
News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I am Zach Walker, your big, bold, beautiful, bearded host. Checking in with producer Connor. We've got Tony Mack on the ones and twos. Sorry about that, boys. I got a little quiet there. Just making some adjustments over here in the old studio. Just seeing what we can play with. How does it, Tony Mack? Everything good on your end?
Yeah, we're all good.
Nothing like making live adjustments here in studio during the middle of a live radio show to really get your blood going, wake you up in the morning. Welcome in, everyone. So that being said, we are watching Sally hit the southern United States right now, and it is 125-mile-an-hour winds. It is 4 to 7 feet storm surge, and we have the flood threat is still looking to be the largest threat. Of course, fear porn is the word of the day, as is the case throughout the media. Historic flooding, expected, historic. Everything's historic, and it's Donald Trump's fault because he is an eco-terrorist and a climate arsonist and whatever else. Mr. Biden, sir, you are an idiot. I am finding myself very drawn back to that story, and then there's so much about Biden out here that just, again, I'm going to leave this. I'm going to leave this invitation on the table for any of you out there. If you can provide for me one reason, one good, well-articulated, well-educated reason, other than I hate Trump, as to why Joe Biden is the candidate that you'll be voting for. I'm not gonna give you a hard time about it. I'm not gonna make fun of you. Like, I truly am just curious. I just want to hear from somebody who thinks, you know what, that's a really good idea. That's a really good idea. Voting for Joe Biden, I am super excited that Joe Biden is potentially the next president of the United States. That the Democratic Party, man, they nailed it with that one. Like, I want to hear from that person, whoever that person is. It may be you, and I'm not going to give you a hard time. I promise. Maybe ask you some questions, maybe help me understand. But I've got to hear from somebody that can say, this is why I'm voting for that man. And I just don't know that we'll hear that. But you can give us a call at 866-494-9866. 866-494-9866. If you have that that conversation ready, if you've got some queued up talking points, because look, we're in the home stretch here. We're in the home stretch, so you should be wide. You should be eyes wide open on who you're voting for now. I don't think we're making our decision this late in the game. I think most people probably have minds made up at this point. Now, I could be wrong. I have been once before, but it wasn't on a Tuesday. So I don't know. But please, if you have a reason as to why you're voting for sleepy, diaper wearing Joe Biden, then give us a call and let us know why. Question, Connor, could you get canceled for what I say, you think? Or
Wait.
No, I was just making a joke about how we talked about how you had to be cautious about what you said. And then I said, I wonder if you can be canceled for what I say. And then I started laughing because I just said Joe Biden wears diapers. And even though it's true, it's probably not, PC. Is that the right word?
Yeah, if I could get canceled for that, then it's probably not even a battle worth fighting.
What does that mean?
Like if you could reach that far to anybody that
they can reach
affiliate
that
with,
far.
Yeah.
If they want, but you'd have to be real important.
Yeah. So I try to. Yeah.
It's not going to be a college thing. I mean, that would be like, that would be like if you were going to be, I don't know, run for president or something. They'll pull a Roy Moore, whatever, or they'll go way back. Let me tell you, just don't get super famous. You'll be good.
I'll do what I can.
As long as you don't get super famous, you will be good. I don't plan on doing so either. Of course, I don't know that that'll be much trouble in terms of making sure we don't reach the pinnacle of fame and fortune and success. It's probably not something we're going to have to guard against real big. But we do hope to continue to be the best and smartest show on the radio every day right here, WVNN. There's no better way to wake up. And let me tell you something. If you don't want to wake up this early, I don't blame you. I don't either. But you can go to thehometownheartbeat.com at the top, click on podcast, or go to anywhere where you listen to podcast already and search Hometown Heartbeat with Zach Walker. It will bring up our podcast archive. That will allow you to click subscribe, and an archived version of the show will be delivered directly to your phone every single day by around 8:30 in the morning without commercials. So you'll be able to wake up at your own time, go your own pace, join us on your own time, and then you can always feel free to call in the following morning or email us at show, SHOW, at thehometownrb.com with any comments, questions, concerns. Also, make sure you find us on social media. We are big on interacting with our fans there. That being said, we are going to have to start making the push over to YouTube because Facebook is becoming increasingly difficult to deal with. They're making it hard on live streams if they involve any kind of music, considering we are a radio show. There is tons of music involved, and bed music and backing tracks and all kinds of things that we would like to be able to use. Facebook really puts the hurt on that. So make sure you're going to our YouTube channel at Hometown Heartbeat to subscribe and stay there for the content. And I'm sorry if that kind of ruined your morning routine, if you're big on the whole Facebook and watch thing, but you're just going to have to watch YouTube on a computer and pull up Facebook on your phone, I guess, because we are probably a month out from just going full-blown YouTube only and working to build that platform there, just simply because they're a lot easier. So here's a story that'll really get you fired up. Southwest Airlines kicked a single mother and her 2-year-old son off a flight because the toddler ate snacks before takeoff without a mask on. I'm sorry. Do what? I'm trying to make sure that this is not some crazy crap here. No, it's not. No, it's absolutely not. Okay, so this woman has a 2-year-old son that just turned 2. Literally just turned 2. Pacifier, the whole 9 yards. I'm not a 2-year-old toddler, and it's been a long time since I've had a pacifier, but I can imagine trying to run a pacifier and a mask as a combo would not be a combo I wanted to. That's not the number 3 with fries. Like, we're not going to go super easy with that. And I don't know if any of you have ever had a 2-year-old, but son of a gun, they call it the terrible twos for a reason. Not the time in their life to force worthless mandates on them. Anyways, I'm not going to even go there. But how was this young man supposed to eat his snacks? Just out of curiosity. I'll wait. Like, how? Connor, you're the smartest guy in the room. What's the solution here? Young man doesn't eat, I guess. I mean, is there any other way you could? I mean, unless I'm missing something here, I find it would be very difficult to eat with a mask on.
Yeah, it would be very, very difficult unless you. Never mind.
Oh, Connor was gonna make it funny.
Nah.
Then he bailed.
It wasn't even gonna be funny. It was just gonna be uncomfortable. He
bailed. Golly, you gotta commit to send it, man. Full send. You got to go full send. But now it wouldn't be any good because you had to back it up and bring it in. So, next time you just need to throttle down, man. Throttle down and send it. I'm going to empower you to do that. We can delete anything. As long as we can delete the live stream and the podcast, and then there's no archive really. And somebody would have had to fear it live, We can handle that. We can do a Control-Alt-Delete, So I just don't understand. First of all, y'all leave these toddlers alone. Y'all leave these single moms and these toddlers alone. Whoever did this flight attendant probably never had no kids. Never had a kid. Because if you've had a 2-year-old, you're just going to go give this woman a hug and say, bless your heart. You're flying with a toddler by yourself. Last thing I want to do is make your life harder. But to be kicked off, this is unbelievable. There were no direct flights, so she had to book another flight. Now, fortunately, Southwest, after she made a big stink, they gave her money back. But I don't. This is why you should never fly Southwest. If a customer is unable to wear a face covering for any reason, Southwest regrets we are unable to transport the individual. I guess that starts at birth. So your newborns, your toddlers, your whatever, I guess that is just the way that is getting. This is the most unbelievable. Let's go to a break. I'm about to explode. My head is literally just gonna explode from the level of stupid. The level of stupid. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. I am your big, beautiful, bearded host, Zach Walker. We will be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
You go as hard as you can. And then a little harder.
Come on. And it was like I stepped funny, Mm-hmm. And I could barely walk on it.
Okay, let's take a look.
At Lang Chiropractic, we'll help your sports performance and your overall health by improving your range of motion, flexibility, relieving inflammation, and so much more. Focusing to improve your health and wellness in all areas of your life. Whether you're having trouble with back pain, neck pain, or just want to start feeling better when you wake up in the morning, Dr. David Lang is focused on a whole person approach, finding those underlying causes and creating a personalized plan for your individual needs. Schedule your visit by calling 256-444-1600. That's 444-1600. At Lang Chiropractic on Highway 72 East in Athens in the Publix Shopping Center. Visit us online at langchiropracticcenter.com. Lang Chiropractic, we've got your back. Come see us today.
Though the world is full of wonders to amaze you as you roam, some of life's greatest treasures are found very close to home.
Find your own treasures at Highway 31 Flea Market. We have it all. Lots of furniture, both painted and project pieces, along with chairs, tables, televisions, books, and so much more. Our prices are unbeatable with products you'll love. Maybe you're looking for a bed frame or maybe some tools. You'll find a great selection right here at Highway 31 Flea Market. We also have all kinds of collectibles and antiques. Want even more deals? You can jump on board with our week-long online auctions, beginning every Tuesday at 7 p.m. It's simple. You can join the auction at fleamarket.highbid.com. That's fleamarket.hibid.com. And be sure to visit us Monday through Saturday from 9 till 5 at Highway 31 Flea Market on Highway 31 South in Athens. What will you find when you shop Highway 31 Flea Market?
What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded host here on Hometown Heartbeat.
I wanted to talk about my friends over at Cotton Grow Productions. If you're a church, creative, or pastor, and throughout this coronavirus, you have decided it's time to invest in your live stream capabilities, look at what we're doing here. The Dale Jackson Show and Hometown Heartbeat are proudly produced by Cotton Grow Productions, and they are the best in live media production and creative for your church. They work with any budget, any amount of equipment. Look, it's a frustrating process, I know. And they are the best in the business at getting you and your message live streamed. And when we're talking about the gospel, what more important message? So reach out to my friends at Conroe Productions at 256-289-7355. Again, that's 256-289-7355. And when you call, make sure you ask for producer Connor from Hometown Heartbeat and the Dale Jackson Show. They'll take great care of you.
Aardvark Tees is the source for all the t-shirts that you really want. Specializing in witty, original t-shirt designs geared toward gamers, anime fans, Whovians, kaiju groupies, geeks of all types, and anyone with a great sense of humor. Aardvark Tees provide shirts in all sizes from youth to 5XL. Whether you need custom printing for businesses, schools, churches, groups, reunions, and more. Call or message Aardvark Tees for your printing needs today. Call 256-732-4743 or online at aardvarktees.com.
770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. Depend on it.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I am Zach Walker, your big, bold, beautiful, bearded host. As you just heard, if you have any needs at all when it comes to T-shirts, screen printing, funny shirts, clever shirts, all the shirts, Aardvark Screen Printing and T-shirts is your solution. Aardvark is the best, in my opinion, the best screen printing and T-shirt company around because of the people. The screen printing is great. The quality of the shirts is great. The cleverness is great. But what is more important than that to us is the people that own it and run it. Weatherly and his wife are fantastic. We love them very much. They take great care of us. Give them a call, 256-732-4890 at Aardvark Screen Printing. That again, that's 256-732-4890. Tell them the Beard sent you, and you'll get 15% off your first dozen shirts. How about that? How about that? I bet you can't get that anywhere else. Boom. That's called value. Value, the Beard, bringing value to the people. Just wait. On Monday, the MyPillow campaign is launching, and you'll be able to get some real value. So you better get geared up, because on Monday you're going to have the opportunity to buy some really quality products at a really great price. We're super excited to be partnering with MyPillow, and I think it is a huge indicator for the show in terms of where we're headed, and in terms of just I don't know. It's exciting. It's growth. It's all that. So you guys get keyed up. We need you to support our wonderful advertising partners so that we can continue to do what it is that we do. So, and also this, I want to make this very clear, and this is something I'll never, as long as I'm in this business, I will never, ever waver on this. I'm never going to bring you crap products because they're willing to pay us to advertise. That's something I have said from the very beginning, and I intend on standing by. If it's not something that we use on a regular basis, if it's not something that I'm willing to put my name on, truthfully, I'm not interested. So when we bring you advertising sponsors, I want you to know that we are indeed using them. In fact, I was at Alternative Medicine of Madison yesterday. They took 87 vials of blood. So literally, I felt like I was probably going to die. But we will when we bring Dr. Gilliam to you guys here in the next. We're waiting on. We got to get some things hemmed up with that before we bring it to you. But the health adventure is underway. And so they do a lot of testing there to see, kind of get some baseline numbers on blood and lipids and lipos and and all that stuff. He's like speaking French. So I will know where I'm at to start with them, and I'll keep you guys in the loop on that. But anyways, that take care of some housekeeping business there first. So when we left, we were talking about the stupidity of Southwest Airlines. I don't even know if I can go back there. So I want to hear from you. I want to do a phone segment. I want to hear from the smartest, most intelligent, prettiest, greatest radio audience in radio history, and that would be you, the smartest radio audience in the world. Give us a call at 1-866-494-9866, 866-494-WVNN. We could talk about anything you want to talk about, but more than anything, we just want to talk to you. So any questions, comments, concerns, you bring them to us. We will we'll handle it. Let's talk to it. So there's some other headlines out here that are pretty terrifying. Pretty terrifying. Man, I don't even know where to go here. Connor, do you have a segment for today? I mean, do you have something to? Oh, we were going to do a shoot ready aim yesterday. Maybe we need to do that today. I was going to go let's go word of the day, but Dallas is. I mean, Dallas is not here, and it just feels weird. So maybe Dallas, we'll get Dallas to call in and give us a word of the day before the end of the week. Another video surfaces with a suspect shooting 2 Tulsa police officers during a routine traffic stop, killing 1. The violence is certainly violence begets violence. Okay. So for all you defund people and this, that, and the other, violence begets violence. If you're going to get pulled over by the police and get out firing your weapon and killing one of the cops, what do you expect the measured and appropriate response to be? If every cop thinks that it's a realistic possibility that every time they do a routine traffic stop, they're getting shot and killed, how do you think they will handle every routine traffic stop? Is that a fair question? I don't feel like I'm missing the boat here. I mean, just every time you turn around, there's another cop getting shot, another cop getting shot, another cop getting shot. And it's what? I mean, what do you expect's going to happen? I mean, that's why cops are quitting at a ridiculous rate. That's why we're losing law enforcement hand over fist. That's why. Honestly, it's exactly why. Because every time they freaking do their job, they risk dying, and you sit here and tell them that they're not worth keeping. They're not worth having. And all you should be, you know what? I think we should let them have it. Is what I think. You want to defund the police and live in your own little communist utopia? Freaking let them have it. Let's just cordon off a part of the state, or part of the country, send them all there, and let them at it. See how it goes. I'm sure it'll go well. I mean, after all, the Chop and the Chaz, I mean, they were huge successes. Just absolute raging successes. It's a perfect example of a Joe Biden USA. That may be a bit of an overreach, but it sure was sensational and then sounded really good. So I just want to be a liberal for a moment. I'm sorry. I apologize to all my listeners. I apologize. I just had to get my liberal moment out. Every now and again, you just want to get it out there. Isn't that right, Connor?
That's right.
That's all he has to say about that. There's a video out here. Apparently, we've had a mask dispute that got violent. So we got 2-year-olds getting kicked off planes for not wearing them. And now a bartender receiving extensive injuries after trying to de-escalate over a dispute over face masks at a bar in San Diego. St. Diego. You know what St. Diego means? Never mind. I can't say it on the radio. And the assault was caught on security video. Tony Aversa. What are these names? That the dispute arose when a group who weren't wearing masks grew angry that they weren't allowed to enter the 710 Beach Club in Pacific Beach over the Labor Day weekend. The doorman refused them entry because they violated the city's face mask restriction to stop the spread of the coronavirus. First of all, that's a misspeak. To slow the spread of the coronavirus. Maybe. To slow the spread of coronavirus, comma, maybe, comma, we think. Question mark? I think that would be a more accurate way to say it, considering we know nothing about what this virus is actually doing. But apparently, Aversa, who is the manager of the bar, walked over to the doorman to help de-escalate the situation when he was then punched in the face. Aversa said, quote, I immediately knew that my nose was broken. I could hear it pop. I went black for a second. I immediately felt blood gushing out of my nose, all over the cement, all over my hands. Bystanders said that the assailant got into a car and fled after the assault. Aversa went to the emergency room over his injuries, which included collapsed nasal cavity, broken nose, broken sinus cavity. He will need surgery, and he will likely miss work for at least a month. Oh, gosh, here we go. This must be in California. Is this in California? Yep, sure enough. He also worries about the safety of returning to his job. I'm sorry, what? You work in a bar. I don't know. I don't know if anybody. I was a bouncer, and this is probably hard for you to imagine, Connor. But there was a point in my life that I was in college, and I was a bouncer at the most popular college bar in our little college town. And at the time, I had just finished. I say finished. I had just been forced to conclude my college baseball career that was so illustrious and long. And I worked at our bar in Denton, Texas. And our bar was notoriously lenient on restrictions of who buys drinks, and notoriously angry. A bunch of angry frat boys running around. And if you know me, you know very well how much I enjoy that. And the tip. Anyway, I'm not going to go there and offend everybody there, but I will say this. When I took the job as a bouncer at a bar, there was never a moment that I thought, I wonder if there may be a fight. I was positive there would be a fight. You know why? Because you're a bouncer at a bar! And that's what happens at bars. People get drunk, they act stupid, they fight. So, anyways, this guy's an idiot. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. I'm Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded host. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. This is News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. News starts now.
The eighth named storm to strike the U.S. in 2020 has arrived in Alabama. Category 2 Hurricane Sally has lumbered ashore.
The National Hurricane Center puts the point of landfall at Gulf Shores, Alabama, not far from where Doris Stiers and her husband live, and where they've ridden out the storm.
There's just nonstop waves of wind and water and rain. Like, it doesn't stop.
Even before coming ashore, Sally had knocked out power to 360,000 people in Alabama and Florida. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Hurricane force winds are spreading inland now, and Sally will be a super soaker.
This storm won't move through quickly, and that's the real concern here is the duration of the storm. It could sit on top of some areas for days and bringing flash floods and life-threatening storm surge.
ABC's Elwin Lopez in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. On top of the hurricane, a new tornado watch issued for parts of Florida, Georgia, and Alabama until this evening. Dave Packer, ABC News.
What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded host here on Hometown Heartbeat. I wanted to talk about my friends over at Cotton Row Productions. If you're a church creative or pastor, and throughout this coronavirus, you have decided it's time to invest in your live stream capabilities, look at what we're doing here. The Dale Jackson Show and Hometown Heartbeat are proudly produced by Cotton Row Productions, and they are the best in live media production and creative for your church. They work with any budget, any amount of equipment. Look, it's a frustrating process, I know, and they are the best in the business at getting you and your message live streamed. And when we're talking about the gospel, what more important message? So reach out to my friends at Cotton Row Productions at 256-289-7355. Again, that's 256-289-7355. And when you call, make sure you ask for producer Connor from Hometown Heartbeat and the Dale Jackson Show. They'll take great care of you.
Oftentimes, people save their fine dining experience for a special occasion. That's wonderful, but isn't all of life a celebration?
I survived Tuesday.
We finished the homework and nobody cried.
I was awake for the entire conference call.
Life is short. Why wait to celebrate?
Join us at the Rail Yard for an extraordinary meal. Just because we'll be reopening on August 13th, reclaiming the spot for downtown Decatur's hottest spot for delicious farm to fork Southern comfort food, craft beer, craft cocktails, and always great times. That recipe combined with the amazing atmosphere of the local history of downtown Decatur makes the Rail Yard the perfect place for an afternoon lunch or a relaxing evening out. The Rail Yard on 2nd Avenue in beautiful downtown Decatur. Make your reservations online at therailyarddecatur.com or call 256-580-5707. That's 580-5707. Craft beer, farm to fork, Southern comfort food, and always a good time.
Aardvark Tees is the source for all the t-shirts that you really want. Specializing in witty, original t-shirt designs geared toward gamers, anime fans, Whovians, kaiju groupies, geeks of all types, and anyone with a great sense of humor. Aardvark Tees provide shirts in all sizes from youth to 5XL. Whether you need custom printing for businesses, schools, churches, groups, reunions, and more. Call or message Aardvark Tees for your printing needs today. Call 256-732-4743 or online at aardvarktees.com.
Schools in rich California districts are planning to open a lot sooner than the schools in poor Latino neighborhoods, reports the LA Times. The affluent Capistrano Unified School District ready to let students go back to class at the end of September. But in Santa Ana, 25 miles away, it'll be at least November before the poor and Latino students can return. In L.A., where more poor students live, school officials aren't even sure when they'll open again. Maybe November, maybe later. Children in these poor areas have been hardest hit by the shutdown, and now they'll be hardest hit again because they have to stay shut down while rich kids in affluent neighborhoods can go back to school and get on with their lives. In liberal victimology, this story is a twofer. We have racism against Latino children, and we have income inequality. Poor and minority children who are already suffering are going to suffer even more. Now, who runs California? Who controls both houses of the state legislature and the governor's mansion? It's Democrats, folks. Who runs all these communities, rich and poor? It's Democrats. The Democrats know what's happening in their state. They know that poor and Latino children are being harmed, and they're doing nothing, not one thing, to solve the problem, which means it's business as usual. Why don't they care about the poor? Last year, there was a victim of identity theft every 3 seconds. That means a cyber bad guy could be selling your personal info on the dark web without you even knowing it. That's just one form of identity theft. Now, you might miss certain threats to your identity by just relying on bank statements or monitoring your credit. The solution? LifeLock identity theft protection. LifeLock sees certain threats that you could miss on your own. Plus, if you become a victim of identity theft, a U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will help you fix your problems. Now, no one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but LifeLock can help protect your personal information. Get your free dark web scan when you join now and save up to 25% off your first year. Do this. Go to LifeLock.com/scan. Use the promo code RUSH. That's LifeLock.com/scan. Promo code RUSH for 25% off.
770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. Depend on it.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I am Zach Walker. I'm big, I'm beautiful, I'm bold. I am your host here on the smartest show on the radio, Hometown Heartbeat. I think we fixed it, Connor. By golly, we fixed it. The buzz that you were hearing so loudly on your live stream, if you were listening to the live stream, it is now gonzo. And so we're feeling good about that. You'll be able to actually hear us without that annoying sound. It will also increase the quality of the podcast as well, because now you won't have to hear that crazy buzz running in your ears the whole time you listen to the podcast. I listened to it yesterday. I was like, man, that'll hurt your feelings. And so we are excited to be able to Like I said, we're constantly investing in the quality of this show and what we're doing. So that being said, listen, I told you guys about my trip to Louisiana and how hard it was and how rough it was on my back. The first thing I did when I returned was to go and see Dr. David Lang. Dr. David Lang has become a close personal friend of mine, but he started as just my chiropractor. And let me tell you something. The reason he has stayed in our lives, in our family, is because Dr. Lang approaches it from a whole body approach. He knows a lot about a lot and is the guy that we go to when it comes to fixing our back and neck issues. And so give him a call today. He is in the Publix shopping center here on Highway 72. Give him a call, 256-444-1600. That's 256-444-1600. Don't forget, Dr. Lang has your back. Tell him that the beard sent you. When we left, we were talking about this idiot bartending fella that was surprised that he got in a fight at a bar as a manager of a bar. And it just, I don't really know. I don't really know where to put it. He said it just feels insincere to me. It feels stupid. I mean, bro, are you for real? Like, you really were unsure that you were like, I'm scared to go back to my job. Like, okay, then get a different one. Go. Hey, I've got an idea. Go be a greeter at Walmart. You won't get hit in the face there. Okay, you won't get hit in the face there. It just feels ridiculous. So, anyways, that being said, we want to hear from you this segment. We want to talk to you, the smartest audience in radio. Give us a call, 256. I'm sorry, that's the wrong number. I was about to give out my personal cell phone number, 866-494-WVNN, 1-866-494-9866. We would love to have a conversation with you about just about anything. Played some softball last night, did a little slow pitch because, after all, who needs a break in life, right? Just keep going. Just run and burn the candle at both ends until you fall over is really that's my train of thought in my life. Tony Mack, how about would you be down to play a little slow pitch?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh my gosh, I forgot why. I didn't even think about that. We needed a sub the other night. I ended up using one of my young guys. It made me feel real old, Tony Mack. I coached this kid. I say kid. I coached him at he was 15 when I started coaching him. Now he is a foreman for one of my, he runs one of our crews, and he was playing slow pitch softball with me. And it was in that moment that I questioned my life. No, I just realized how old I was. Like, this kid used to be right here with us he played third base for my travel baseball team, and now he's playing slow pitch softball and running part of my company. It felt quite weird, but we will definitely have to get you out there. We play we play a lot. We play like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Play a lot of softball, but it's only for like 5 weeks because we have men's and co-ed, and it's called the Hometown Team because it's a Hometown Heartbeat sponsored team, and so we're the Hometown Team. You see what we did there? It's pretty clever, huh, Connor? What do you think? Yeah, clever. You like it?
Sure.
Yep. Are you going to bring camera out and maybe document some of our slow pitch at some point this year?
If you want me to.
I feel like I feel like we need to get Tony Mack there and to get the camera there at the same time. And then we can have we could just create this big video package of awesome.
Okay.
Tony Mack, are you any good at softball?
I played baseball growing up. I've actually never played softball.
This is going to, yes. Absolutely, I'm in on that 110%. That would be a lot of fun. We need to get like a team. Rick and Bubba did the Rick and Bubba softball team at one point, and it was like all people from the station and all that. We need to get, maybe we could do that in wrestling. Maybe like we could have the WVNN tag team wrestling team, since we already have a champion in our midst. What would be your wrestling name, Tony Mack? If you were a wrestler and you and me and Dale were going to run like 3-man tag team and make a run to defend his already impressive title. What would your wrestling character be? Who would you be?
I'd have to think about that more. I've never considered myself like a heel or anything.
No.
So I honestly, I don't know. I'd really have to work on my wrestling persona. I don't have one.
let's think about it. If you've got a wrestling persona for one Tony Mack, give us a call, 1-866-494-9866. He is, I think he would make a heck of I think you'd have to be, I don't know, like the Spider Monkey or something. Like you'd have to be like, agile and, a little, because you're probably going to be one, if I'm going to have to just be honest, you're probably going to be one of the smaller members of the wrestling ensemble there. I mean, most of these guys are going to be pretty big. So you got to be like the elusive, but you're also going to be like, finish him. You know what I'm saying? You've got that big finishing move too. And a Spider Monkey, I just feel like that would really well encompass, maybe a great, I don't know. We'll have to ask Dale about that. I wonder if the Spider Monkey.
What's really funny about that is you talk about me being smaller and elusive and stuff like that, and LT's mentioned this before too. That I look smaller, but I outweigh Dale by like 20 pounds.
Okay. Well, I outweigh all of you by 100, so I mean, there's not a lot that impresses me when it comes to weight. But no, yeah,
it doesn't look like it, but I've got him by like 20 pounds.
Wow, that is a little impressive. Which means we would all just fit right in, and in whatever division he was in, I'm sure. But I had the opportunity to have a conversation with Dale about the old wrestling thing. I tried to talk him into it, and he seemed like it was like that ship had sailed for him. I was a little sad. I'm gonna keep trying though. I'm going to keep trying.
He wants to keep his belt. I know that. And also, I think every time he does a wrestling event, I think his wife loves him a little less. So
yeah, no, I think you're probably – that was the way he made it sound to me. And I'm sure he's here somewhere in the studio. He may be out in the office preparing or whatever. But I'm sure he's here somewhere. We may sneak out there and see if he is and grab him for the last segment and have the old wrestling conversation. See, again, I like to keep it kind of keyed up, because I've never been able to. Now I've been to Rocket City where he was a part, and I got to jump around on the ring. In fact, there's a funny story. I tried to cool my way in there, and I came running down the ramp. And have you ever been out there or seen it or seen a picture or video or anything?
Of which one?
Of the Rocket City wrestling with...
I went to one of Dale's very first event.
Okay, well, now I'm pissed because I'm the only one that hadn't seen this live and in the flesh. But I came out of that little dressing area or the little pump-up area, and I came down the ramp and put my, went to jump and got my hands on the top rope, and as I went over, my toes caught the rope, and your boy went head straight. Now, I saved it because I'm a freaking athlete, but I almost very closely, narrowly avoided running my nose square. And those things they don't feel like you think they feel. Let me tell you, they are quite hard. And it's not what, I don't know. I was expecting the padded jumping gymnastic surface, like how they do the floor routine on. That's kind of what in my mind, what I was thinking. It is not that. It's plywood with a spring under it.
And the ropes aren't, they're not rubber bands either.
No. They and they'll grab your toe. They'll reach out and they will grab your toes. Oh, look out! TikTok maybe be acquired by Oracle, huh? Let's go to break and then we'll talk about that. I just saw that on the headline there, and I remembered we talked about it briefly yesterday, but we never got it on the air. So we'll go to a break, and when we come back, we will let's address TikTok, Oracle. Should this work? Should this be allowed to work? You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. I'm Zach Walker. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
You go as hard as you can. And then a little harder.
Come on. And then it was like I stepped funny,
Mm-hmm.
and I could barely walk on.
Okay, let's take a look.
At Lang Chiropractic, we'll help your sports performance and your overall health by improving your range of motion, flexibility, relieving inflammation, and so much more. Focusing to improve your health and wellness in all areas of your life. Whether you're having trouble with back pain, neck pain, or just want to start feeling better when you wake up in the morning, Dr. David Lang is focused on a whole person approach, finding those underlying causes and creating a personalized plan for your individual needs. Schedule your visit by calling 256-444-1600. That's 444-1600. 1-800 at Lane Chiropractic on Highway 72 East in Athens and the Publix Shopping Center. Visit us online at lanechiropracticcenter.com. Lane Chiropractic, we've got your back. Come see us today.
This is Mike 4 years ago. This is Mike having the same conversation with Debbie just last month. And today, he's at it again.
What's that, Mike?
I said our house is still underwater.
How do you know? Have you had it appraised lately?
Oh, well, no.
Has the coronavirus made your life less financially stable? Are you worried about your next mortgage payment? Reed's Family REI is a family-based real estate investing company ready to buy your house for cash in any area or condition and close in 2 weeks. You don't have to fix it up. There's no agent fees and we handle the closing costs. Selling a home can be very stressful, and Wyatt Reed and his team at Reed's Family REI will put together the best possible offer for your specific needs. Sell your home fast with Reed's Family REI. 931-292-2875. That's 931-292-2875. And online at reedsfamilyrei.org. Reed's Family REI. Creative real estate experts for all your buying or selling needs.
Karen's a quilter.
Karen's Quality Quilts. Quality custom quilts quickly.
How's the quilting business, Karen?
Kinda quiet. My quest to quadruple my quilting sales has created a quagmire.
Can I be candid, Karen?
Okay.
You need a website that can encompass the quality of your quilts.
I know quilts, but I know no computers. They're confusing.
But there are people who know coding like you know quilting.
Who's that?
I'm glad you asked. Web Underdog creates websites that don't just catch the eye, they catch customers. And they're as user-friendly for you as they are for your clients. We build high-quality, clean, well-coded, custom designs for organizations of all sizes that are affordable, professional, and specially made for your brand and visitors. Outside of responsive web design, Web Underdog also offers search engine optimization, website management, and so much more. Give your business the professional touch and contact Web Underdog for a free web design quote. Call 256-998-0667. That's 998-0667 and online at webunderdog.com. Web Underdog, your local web design and SEO agency.
In any home, cabinets are an instrumental part of your design. So, when you open your current cabinets, what instrument do they play? Wouldn't you rather they sounded like this? They can. It just takes one call to us.
Cabinet Express Online, North Alabama's premier cabinet supplier. Whether you want a complete custom kitchen or some of our RTA line, at Cabinet Express Online, you will get the most value out of your hard-earned money every time. Are you looking for framed or frameless? Either way, in no time at all, your dream kitchen can be a reality. And the only place you should trust to bring that dream to life is Cabinet Express Online. Schedule your free design consultation today with Cabinet Express Online. Call 256-289-7355. That's 289-7355. And online at CabinetExpressOnline.com. Design your custom kitchen today with Cabinet Express Online.
Stay informed and entertained all day long. Only on WVNN.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I am Zach Walker, your big, your bold, your beautiful bearded host. I am checking in for the last segment of our show today. That's a weird noise there in the back. I don't know. Is that on your end, Antonio? Yep, there it was. That is that was weird. That freaked me out. I was like, what's going on here? So we'd kind of teased this a little bit, but essentially it appears as though Oracle will be purchasing or taking over stewardship of TikTok and their U.S. operations after the Chinese parent company ByteDance turned down a more ambitious bid from Microsoft. This morning, Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin confirmed the deal and said it would be presented to the president with a recommendation later this week, but barring complete catastrophe, TikTok will keep operating in the U.S. However weird the details are, TikTok's 1,400 U.S. employees and tens of millions of U.S. users are breathing a sigh of relief. Now, that being said, what does this thing actually accomplish? Well, let's start with what were they trying to accomplish. Connor, are you familiar with this situation a little bit? I think we've talked about it some.
A little, yeah.
So what were we trying to accomplish in this? It was the information thing, right? Like China had all our information and they were stealing our information. They could do whatever they want with their information. I mean, that kind of deal or what?
Yeah, more or less. It was a data thing. The TikTok app was basically a data harvesting app disguised as a video sharing app for for most practical purposes.
And so what was the point of a deal here?
The idea is to add some U.S. accountability to it. I think the goal early on was to fully have all the U.S. operations. We didn't want China involved at all. I don't think that is going to be the outcome of this deal, but it is going to add a trusted U.S. Entity as a minority shareholder that potentially will add some level of accountability. And they're also moving, I believe, their headquarters to the U.S. under this deal.
So Microsoft's version of the deal would have severed American TikTok from Europe and Asia entirely, but Oracle's version of the deal leaves it intact. The U.S. will stay the same as Korean TikTok and Nigerian TikTok. It's just getting a babysitter, is what this particular article says. I don't know that really much has been done here. Quite frankly, I don't know if enough has been done. If what we wanted to accomplish was what we said we wanted to accomplish, I don't know that we've accomplished it. Does that make sense? I don't know that we've gotten anything done here. We just here's what this thing. Here's what it summarizes. The Verge summarizes it as this. The implicit message is clear. We wanted to change TikTok to actually make it safe, and ByteDance, the parent company, said no. So that
pretty good summary of it. Yeah.
May well sum that up. I don't know where. Having Oracle take over TikTok's U.S. hosting only addresses a sliver of the problem. It means China can't directly siphon user data, but it probably couldn't have before, given the app's U.S. headquarters. Oracle's trusted partner status could include some code audits, but as long as the company isn't writing the code, it will be hard to stop ByteDance from smuggling in tracking malware if it wants to. Oracle won't be rewriting the TikTok algorithm or handling moderation, so it will be just as easy for ByteDance to push Chinese propaganda or censor embarrassing messages. Or Oracle will be a contractor rather than a subsidiary. That's weird. But it's not clear that they will make them any less vulnerable to pressure or subterfuge. If you were concerned about TikTok before, there's no obvious reason you should be less concerned now. The clear winner, however, is Oracle, which will presumably get paid handsomely by TikTok for its, quote, trust partnering services. Hey, I just want to put myself out there. I want to make an offer to the listening audience. If anybody is looking for trust partnering as a service, I'm happy to provide. We will acquiesce and provide you all the trust. What was it called?
Trust
partnering. There it is. We are happy to provide you. We be your number one. In fact, you may hear advertising on the show tomorrow for the Beard's Trust Partnering Services. It is something that we feel like we're very good at, and if Oracle can do it, by God, so can we. So, Trust Partnering, a new service of the Hometown Heartbeat and the Beard here at Cotton Row. We are excited to bring this new and exciting product to you. It's going to be awesome. What is Trust Partnering? I mean, honestly, is this just another one of those sexy phrases that doesn't make any sense to anybody? That's what it feels like.
It seems to me like it's just amounting to we're gonna trust that the partner will fix everything, and it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I really don't see anything changing here. I don't know. I've been wrong before. But not on a Tuesday, like I said. So it is Tuesday, isn't it?
Today's Wednesday.
Good Lord. I've been saying Tuesday. I've said Tuesday all day today, haven't I?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on a minute. You just said, yeah. Have you been listening to me say Tuesday the entire time and decided not to mention it to me?
Well, you say that a lot.
I say what a lot?
That whole never wrong on a Tuesday thing?
Yeah, but
and today's Wednesday, and you said Tuesday, so you're wrong. It's wrong on Wednesday. It makes sense.
Okay. No, I mean, okay. Yeah, cool. So I'm in on that, I guess. Yeah. So, but next time, hey, I've got an idea. Hey, how about next time? Next time you just let me know when I'm saying the wrong freaking day. It'd be fantastic if you just lead with, hey man, it's Wednesday.
Okay.
Capiche?
Capiche.
I don't even know what that means. It's just a cool word I like to say sometimes. I just put a noise gate on, and I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. So we're gonna turn it off. But this TikTok thing just doesn't. It really doesn't impress me in any capacity. It feels like. Well, it feels like everything else in the world right now. It's all about patronizing and pacification and not actually accomplishing anything. Pretty much the summation of the world we live in. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's the maintaining of the status quo with the appearance of a move in the right direction.
Yeah, it's putting lipstick on a turd and calling it not a turd. Still a turd. It's lipstick on a turd, but it's still a turd nonetheless. You like my analogy?
I think the pig was fine. The whole lipstick on a pig. I don't know why we had to go
on a turd
beneath that. Yeah,
I don't know. Well, I'm sorry.
Because now I'm imagining lipstick on a turd, and then you.
Well, that's your fault. I didn't ask you to
then
imagine the actual turd with lipstick on it.
Well, you can't that's a very visual phrase.
I have no idea. Why does my computer... Every time... I'm sorry, folks. My computer... I don't know what was playing. I couldn't hear it. But every time I open my computer, audio just jumps out of it. So I just slammed it shut. It's been a very interesting Tuesday morning. Really? I tossed another one to you, and you just let it go. It's been an interesting Wednesday morning. It's been an interesting week, to say the least. We are excited to see where this goes for the rest of the week. But listen, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to go to www.thehometownheartbeat.com. I need you to share that with your friends. I need you to post it on Facebook. I need you to do whatever you can do to help introduce our show to all your friends. Go to thehometownheartbeat.com. That'd be thehometownheartbeat.com. Or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Bearded Host WVNN, at Bearded Host VNN, or email us at show@thehometownheartbeat.com. We love you so much. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a great day.